Good morning. Happy Baby Friday. Is it really already Baby Friday? It is time for just a word from the Word. Our passage this morning comes from the book of Numbers, chapter 9, verse 23. This just leapt out at me this morning. At the commandment of the Lord, they, speaking of Israel in the wilderness, they rested in the tents. And at the commandment of the Lord they journeyed. They kept the charge of the Lord at the commandment of the Lord by the hand of Moses. As you read towards the end of Numbers chapter 9, it was describing how during the day, after the tabernacle had been built and sanctified and dedicated to the Lord, um, how that the cloud that had been leading them settled on the tabernacle during the day, and at night it was that pillar of fire, but it was still on the tabernacle. But whenever it was time for them to move, the cloud lifted, or the pillar of fire lifted off of the tabernacle, and Israel knew that it was time to pack up because it was moving day. Now, I don't know about you. There are some of you out there, I love you, but I think y'all are nutso. There are some of you out there that enjoy moving. I do not. It was a miracle by the hand of the Lord at the commandment of the Lord when I moved to Columbus, Indiana, because I don't like to move. I would have stayed in Franklin for the rest of my life, but the Lord spoke and I moved. I don't like to move. I don't like to pack. I don't like to clean and all that stuff that, everything that it takes to move. I don't like it. I don't like unpacking. I don't like reset. I don't like any bit of it at all. I don't like it. But there are some of you that just thrive on that. My mother was one of those. She loved to move. She and her last husband moved on average every 6 months. They moved, just constantly moved. I never memorized mom's address because she was going to move. Don't like it. Some of you do. God bless you. But imagine Israel in the wilderness, never knowing when they were going to move, never knowing how long that they were going to stay in one place. It could be moving day any day. Imagine them always having to be prepared to move when, thus saith the Lord, it was time to move. That would be so unsettling to me. It would drive me nuts. It's a good thing I wasn't an Israelite. And yet, as I was going through Numbers 9 this morning, I couldn't help but think, in the kingdom of God, while we don't necessarily move houses every day or every 3 days or every 6 months, we always should be ready to do whatever the Lord calls us to do at His bidding. It was a reminder that we should always be ready to say, yes, Lord, to move as the Spirit of the Lord directs us and guides us. And so this morning's just a word from the Word is this: always be ready to move at the commandment of the Lord. Moving day could be any day. And that's not talking about physically moving a place where you live. It's about being open to the moving of the Spirit and moving with the Spirit of the Lord, to have that conversation, to reach out to that hurting soul, to be available to God. That's really what moving day is about. That's what Numbers 9 was about. It was about being available to be obedient, whatever the Lord spoke. So this morning's just a word from the Word is be available, be ready to move at the commandment of the Lord. He calls us to obedience. This has been just a word from the Word. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. And I should be more on time than early tomorrow morning. But God bless you. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning.